Hello and welcome to the third talk in panel number 4. In this presentation, Professor Farhat Karaca will lead a discussion with several other co-authors. Professor Karaca is a professor in the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department at Nazarbayev University. His research program is focused on sustainable buildings, air pollution, and its impacts on public health, cultural heritage, built environment and ecosystems, and environmental modeling. Today, Professor Karaca and his colleagues will discuss the research critical review of how COVID-19 experience transforms the sustainability requirements of residential buildings. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Peter. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our panel in GSPP conference. And in this section, as it is informed by Peter, we are going to talk about how COVID-19 experience may change future of our residential buildings. And we will particularly focus on the Central Asian cases and how we are supposed to adopt our future in terms of making better designs. Today I am going to present. I will start this presentation, and my colleagues are here. I just want to introduce them for you. Okay, Aydana, please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Aydana. I am research assistant here at Nazarbayev University.
And hi everyone, my name is Galam Tokojanov. I am also a research assistant together with Aydana. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. And it is clear that almost the entire planet is spending more time at home, and the recent percent is like 35%. It means that every individual in the planet is spending more time, like 35% at home. It means that we are just staying home mostly and spending our times at home. So it brings new challenges in terms of how we can make our life conditions more resilient and much better in order to keep our life healthy and safe. So this project, is a kind of answer based on the review to that critical key question: how we can turn our homes into places where we are more productive, physically and mentally healthy, and happy at the same time, while we are keeping our safety and distance from the society. So, in order to answer these questions, our research is focusing on how COVID-19 experience transforms the sustainability requirements of residential buildings. Okay, next slide, please. I don't know. Oh, thank you. Okay, so our talk today will start my introduction, and I'm doing it at the moment. And Aydana will continue on how residential building sustainability lessons learned from COVID-19 experience, and she will particularly focus on Central Asian cases, particularly on Kazakhstan. And then Galim will continue on the expected changes in sustainability requirements for residential buildings. Okay, so the aim of our research is to define the current sustainability limitations of residential buildings to provide a resilient response to disease outbreaks. So in order to achieve it, first we assessed the current capacities of the buildings, residential buildings, and then we had on what kind of problems and deficiencies we are now experiencing. And at the later part of the research, we are going to address emerging solutions for how people are now adapting the current state of the pandemic conditions by making some adjustments in their residential building designs. Okay, Aydana, please continue.
Thank you very much. So now I'd like to talk about methodology. The method of data collection was based on a state-of-the-art review of rapidly growing literature on COVID-19, and it included peer-reviewed research papers, policy reports, news, blogs, journals, and the precise quantity can be seen in this table. We have reviewed a lot of data on the experience of people locked in residential buildings during quarantine. And we have categorized these lessons learned onto 3 categories, such as health and safety, environment, and comfort. We have identified that current housings cannot limit the virus spread due to having lots of touching surfaces, such as doors and elevators. Kazakhstani government, knowing that, was closing whole residential complexes when finding infected occupants there, and people were even breaking their spines while trying to escape. Also, lockdown has adverse effect on growth of aggressiveness, which led to domestic violence increase. Unfortunately, current houses lack any service such as shelters that could help the victims. Talking about general health risks, lack of comfort at home will lead to a decline in physical and mental health. Now moving to environment, energy and water consumption increased vastly during the lockdowns, which emerges a need for sustainable management of these sources. Waste management service also has faced a large issue of tackling possibly infected domestic waste. So probably we need a waste separation or disinfection strategy. Now let's move to comfort. Currently, many people work and study from home. We order food and medicines online and even get online medical consultations. Therefore, ICT coverage is crucial for our living. As I told before, whole residential complexes were locked down during quarantine in Kazakhstan. This was creating a food and medicine crisis, as local stores and pharmacies were running out of their reserves. So now I would like to give my speech to Galam to talk about expected changes.
Thanks, Aidana. So let's talk about what potential changes are going to experience the residential buildings. So when we think about the pandemic, the first thing that comes to our mind is, of course, the health. So to increase the health and the safety of our homes, unnecessary contact with potential contaminated surfaces, of course, should be avoided. So how can it be achieved? It can be done via using various technologies, such as, for example, voice or face recognition systems, motion sensors, or just simple keycard swiping would be also useful. Also, we expect self-cleaning bathrooms and toilets so they can reduce the possibility of getting infected. Also, the materials that are used for the interior of our homes can be smartly chosen to decrease the virus propagation. For example, the virus can stay active on a surface of a steel or plastic for a quite longer time compared to copper. So also, in addition, materials with some antimicrobial additives can be used for our indoor finishings. So I guess that everyone has experienced that being trapped in an indoor space for a long time without a contact with nature. It's a bit tiring and also stressing. So our mental health is crucial, especially during quarantine times. So green spaces within the building or like kind of small gardens in the balconies, they prove to improve our mental health and also psychological well-beings. So moreover, it is important to keep the air clean. Of course, the air is very important. So proper ventilation, air ventilation via air conditioning system or just via natural ventilation by our windows also should be included in the design of the new residential buildings. So when it comes to the environment, it is important to maintain efficient use of energy, since being at home with all family members together, it will like kind of substantially increase the electricity consumption. The next slide, please. Then so this electricity consumption increased, especially during quarantine. It can be efficiently like used by some energy saving technologies like LED lights or some smart house systems. Also, there is a problem of increased solid waste, which includes personal protective equipment such as masks, gloves. This was quite a problem for a lot of countries during quarantine times. So the proper management of solid waste should be also carefully designed for new residential buildings. Also, the sorting of the potentially infected wastes, like including our even food, it would decrease the contamination of our surrounding environment. In addition, there is a possibility of the viruses and bacteria to spread via waste water pipe. For example, human feces, they can transfer some bacteria and also viruses via sewage systems. So our sewage system piping, they should be also, their design should be taken into account when designing our buildings. So also at the time when working from home becomes like new reality, the comfortability of our houses is really important to maintain our efficient work. So housing automation, which will allow us to control the air conditioning systems or lighting, some blinds, even dishwashing or just washing machines, like would make our lives really easier and more comfortable. Also, the layout of our houses could change in a way to allow us to have separate room for work or separate room to do some sport activities. Also, there is a possibility to create some adjustable walls that can be easily moved, so we can easily change the room into the office, for example, during the daytime, and we can change it into the evenings after the work. So for big families, it is really important that everyone has a personal spot at home where they can spend their private times with no disturbance from the other family members. So finally, to sum up, during the pandemic like COVID-19, it is not only important to have a good healthcare system, but it is also important that our homes can provide us healthy and social well-being. So currently, sustainability rating methods mainly focus on environment and the energy aspect, these two aspects of the buildings, while the health and social well-being is paid less attention. So that's why we expect that the future sustainability rating system like to significantly shift towards residents' health and social needs. So at the end, we expect the future work to be done is development of new building codes or new green certification systems, which would face and tackle new reality of post-pandemic life. So thank you for the attention. If you have any question, there is a Q&A section, I think on the right of your screen. So if you have any question, you can type it there. Thanks.
We're going to be doing all the question and answers during one session immediately after the next.
Oh, yeah,
speaker.
okay.
Well, no problems at all. It's just.
Oh, yeah.
Ferhat, you've muted. You're muted.
Mute.
Sorry, this research Pansel's project, and these are the preliminary results based on the literature review. So we like to develop more ideas based on cultural and personal experiences in Kazakhstan. So I strongly, I am encouraging people anyway to join our think tank by providing their ideas and opinions. Please visit our website on LinkedIn, and then we will be happy to hear your opinions, what you are thinking about how to improve our lifestyle at home. Okay,
Great, thank you. Great, thank you. Thank you, Ferhat, Aydana, and Galim, for your interesting presentation. And I look forward to hearing the answers to the questions that will be provided in the question answer period. Okay, thank you. And we'll move to the next,
Thank you.
room at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.